G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist. I'm coming to you today with another gravel bike review. This time around I've got the Titici Flexy F-GR02 gravel bike. If you're a regular to the gravelcyclist.com website or the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, you'll already have seen my video feature of this particular bike from the Roval Components wheel camp in Grinduro, California. But this is the full-on review video, so let's get cracking. Titici is an Italian company founded in 1961. They released their well-known Fuego BMX bike in 1980, their first mountain bike in 1984, and back in 2007, the first Italian company to release a 29er mountain bike. The company's moniker, Fatto a mano in Italia, means handmade in Italy. Every Titici bike is handmade in the company's facility in the province of Mantua, Italy. The bike's model name, Flexy GR02, is a little misleading in English because it doesn't flex about the place whenever you're thrashing it hard. More on that later. Titici is known for its tapered top tubes here on the GR02 model and all other bikes they produce. As you can see, it tapers to wafer thin at the seat tube junction and also features the company's plate absorption technology. Think a subtle amount of flex around the seat post cluster. The frame ships with or without a matching fork, accommodating those who are seeking some suspension for their Titici GR02. The frame is a blend of high modulus carbon fibre featuring tube-to-tube construction. At the front of the bike you have a tapered all-carbon Titici fork supporting flat mount disc brakes, 12mm through axle and integrated fender mounts. The oversized bottom bracket junction keeps it simple with the venerable English thread standard. All cables are internalised with the frame and fork. At the rear of the bike you have integrated fender mounts and you'll notice the seat stays are heavily shaped and very thin. The idea is again to provide a little, dare I say it, vertical compliance at the rear end of the bike. For tyre clearance, the Titici GR02 will accept a 700C by 42mm tyre with a good amount of room to spare and 650B by 47mm. The drive side chainstay features a very subtle drop which definitely helps with tyre clearance. Everything about the Titici can be customised from paint to geometry. In fact, there isn't a geometry chart to refer to, but this example measures about 54 centimeters on the top tube centre to centre. Finally, the group set is Shimano's GRX 1x mechanical drivetrain. At the front of the bike, you've got the mechanical 11-speed right side shifter. The left side in this case is purely a brake lever only. Being a 1x, there is no front derailleur and the crank is mated to a 42-tooth chainring. At the rear, the GRX mechanical derailleur with clutch is paired to an 11 to 42 11-speed cassette. The wheels are Roval Components Terra CLX, which are ridden with specialised Tracer Pro tubeless 700 by 42mm tyres, and Panaracer Gravel King SK 700 by 38mm tyres. You can check out more of the Roval wheelset by clicking on the link in the video description below. So that's the features of the Titici Flexy F-GR02 covered. How does it ride? Where possible, I like to race review bikes because unlike a pleasant training ride, you cannot always pick your perfect line. I was kindly loaned the Titici by Blacksmith Cycle of Toronto, Canada to use as my race bike at the 2019 Grinduro in Quincy, California. I was riding as a media entry, so my times weren't recorded, but I did push it here and there during some of the timed segments. I'd ridden the Titici earlier at the Roval wheel camp in Grinduro, California, so I had the bike pretty well dialed in. This bike is performance oriented, and whilst it has discrete fender mounts front and rear, you won't find a bento box mount on the bike. However, its performance is such that the frame isn't overly stiff to the point of beating you silly. I cannot honestly say if the Titici's plate absorbing technology is effective, but even with the oversized seat post on this bike, the ride is still comfortable, but you will need to have your tyre pressure dialed in appropriately. For tips on that, please see my tyre pressure article linked below. This bike loves to climb in or out of the saddle. The bottom bracket junction is stiff, none of my meager power was lost, and the bike is very stable.
I got plenty of descending time on the Titici. It rails corners nicely, is predictable, not overly twitchy, and is forgiving to someone less experienced on gravel. Improving the experience is the bike's colorway. I love it. The bike draws looks wherever it goes, even if most people have never heard of the brand. Titici is not a household name in the United States, and that top tube, whether it is helpful at mitigating buzz or just placebo, it looks so cool. The Grinduro event is one of the toughest for a rider and bike, as there is no perfect bike. My skills on single track are not top notch, but I never gave thought to the bike itself, so I could concentrate on descending safely and not crashing. The only negative with this bike is the Shimano GRX 1x drivetrain that really limits its abilities. The drivetrain worked flawlessly, and 1x has its place for some riders, but at Grinduro, I was forced to walk when the gradient reached 17%. I was turning squares on a 42x42 low gear, which is just silly, especially when I could be riding a 2x GRX group set and keep on riding. This bike is screaming out for a 2x drivetrain. In summary, the Titici Flexy F-GR02 is a high-performance gravel bike that stands out from the crowd. It won't be for everyone, but if you're looking for a true handmade in Italy bike, then look no further here. For pricing, you'll have to visit my friends at blacksmithcycle.com. They are the exclusive North American dealers for Titici and can ship you any of these bikes worldwide.
So there you have it, the Titici Flexy F-GR02 gravel bike. I realise at the time of this video there's a ton of gravel bike options available on the market today, so I hope you found my review to be somewhat helpful and insightful and assisting you make a purchase decision. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.